Welcome to the Battle Royale of pouring mediums, or shall I say specifically, water-based polyurethane varnishes. Today I'm painting on ceramic tiles. These are 4 inches by 4 inches. The pillow paint I'm using is Color Place in white. You can find that at Walmart. I use semi-gloss. Helpful hint, if you mix in 1 tablespoon of Golden's GAC 800 per 1 cup of your pillow paint, your house paint, you will have a lot better results. You don't have any of the cracking and the crazing that can result from environmental changes. I would know. I live in Wisconsin. I'm using 3 shades today: Arteza Pearl in Amaranth Red, Arteza Pearl in Turquoise, and Deco Art 24 karat gold metallic. That's the kind that you find in the tub. The pouring medium I'm using for the first contender is Gluten Premium Base 3, mixed with Minwax Polycrylic, water-based polyurethane, and the ratio that I'm generally happiest with is 1:1. I like slightly thinner paints. Many people like thicker paints, and their better ratio would be 2:1, and that does definitely work for some things. Though I find that the paints that have a lot of mica in them, which I am heavily drawn to because I love anything sparkly, I am half magpie, I do a lot better with a thinner pouring medium to just kind of mitigate the thickness of the mica. For each of these experiments, I am using a swipe technique from the center of the tile. Nice color combinations. Okay, here's experiment number 2. This time it's the same shades of the Arteza Pearl. This is Amaranth Red, and is it? You know, I can't really tell. I think that might be Amaranth Red. And the difference between this tile and the last one, though I'm going to do them fairly identically, is that the paints here are mixed with a different pouring medium, and this pouring medium is the Sherwin HGTV Ultra Deep Base mixed with Jo Sonja water-based varnish. Now, I only got my Jo Sonja for the first time the other day after listening to many people say that it is the greatest thing and absolutely necessary for cells. I was like, oh, it can't be, you know, that necessary. Well, I'm really noticing a difference, so we'll see if you do too. This is the Arteza Pearl in Turquoise, a big old air bubble. This again is the Jo Sonja based pouring medium. And then I have got my extremely bubbly Deco Art 24 karat gold, you know, kind of the holy grail it seems, also mixed with this same pouring medium. See, this is a little more paint than the last one too, because I accidentally scooped just a little more gold on there than I had intended. So, next step is cell activator. This time, I'm gonna swipe it with my spatula because my plastic is obviously corrupt. I talk about it like code on a computer, but I've been spending so much time building my website that basically everything is computer speak right now. I'm kind of like a robot. All right, here's the swipe. You can already see how many more cells there are popping up in this one versus the last one. It's really, really pretty interesting how much this varnish, being really the only difference, is really making all the difference. Wow, that is pretty. Wow. I mean, just look at the cells here. That would be a nice skin. I'm gonna get in close. Sorry, I'm gonna get my big head in the way for a second. I see a bubble or two that I just want to pop real quick. Like I said, my gold was super air bubbly. Okay, spin time. Look at how they just opened up like that. I know, I'm gonna commit a sin. I'm just gonna torch that middle part just a little bit. I'm going to tilt my entire spin table to the side here. And I'm going to do it in the other direction. Put the cells back to where they were. Spinner again. Oop. Oh, that's going everywhere. Okay, let's stop that. I really need to do this in some sort of walled thing. I just end up with paint everywhere. I know, you all do too. You're like, Raina, get yourself a kiddie pool. And I would, but I am working in a small bedroom. So maybe someday when I put the addition on my house that we're working on. All the builders I've been talking to have been telling me that building supplies are just kind of out of this world right now, that they're about 40% higher because of the tariffs. So building is actually not advised right now for that, which is a bummer because we've got a garage that we want to build a second story on top of, and that is going to be my painting studio. I think I'm going to have to wait some more time and be in this little bedroom where I've got silicone and plastic all over the floors. Or I could, rent some studio space, I suppose, but I don't really want to do that. I like being at home. I like to paint at 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes, no joke. It's hard to do when all of your stuff is elsewhere. I mean, that is just a really big difference between the two tiles. The cells in particular are just so very different. So you can see them side by side. This is tile number 1, that's tile number 2. And the difference being polycrylic, Jo Sonja. And perchance spun this just a little too much. It's pretty, but I should have stopped a little sooner. I love that gold. I mean, who doesn't love that gold? That gold is the best. Okay, on to the next. For my third experiment today, I'm gonna mix paints with the 2 different pouring mediums on the same spin. I'm also kind of a little tired of paint spinning everywhere, so I'm gonna switch out rounds here. Wipe it on my pants like a civilized human being, because I'm totally an adult. I just got kind of some pretty stuff going on in this one, but this is also just too wet and it's really, really stuck. Because knowing me, I put it down on top of wet paint. That's a totally Raina thing to do. Okay, cool. All right. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more base paint here. I'm gonna spin it, twin it. So the coral color I'm using, which I'm still not sure which this is going to be the formula that's got the polycrylic in it. The turquoise, that I see got some white paint in it because I spun too hard, is the Jo Sonja. It's kind of interesting, if you can see the coral is bleeding into the white. The gold is also going to be the Jo Sonja. Also, I'm not going to use the spoon this time because that was just too much last time. Losing my cell activator again, much like I'm losing my mind. And one more variant, since we're experimenting here, is I'm going to put the cell activator directly on my spatula. There we go, I think the composition a little better now. Next I'll show you all three together. Alright, there's number one. Again, that is the pouring medium made with polycrylic. There's number two, the pouring medium made with the Jo Sonja water-based varnish. And there's number three, where the coral color is made with the polycrylic. And the turquoise and the gold were both made with the Jo Sonja. The sun is shining right at an angle that's not so advantageous for filming these. So next, I'll show them to you dry. And here we are back a day later to show you the dry. So here we've got number one. Again, this was made with the pouring medium that had polycrylic in it. Here's number two, the pouring medium that had Jo Sonja in it. And number three, the mix. Comment below, tell me which one you like the best.